Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Lorelei Schmayo, and this is MeWe Fairs for energizing body, mind, heart, and soul. We have events throughout the Northwest, many online, and we interview our practitioners and vendors so you get a chance to know us before you meet us at an event. I'm excited to be here today with Leslie Zemenek. Leslie, it's lovely to be with you.
Thanks for having me.
You are so welcome. So tell us, what is it that you do? What do you offer at our events?
So I am a hand analyst, and which is a little bit different than being a palm reader. Hand analysis is a system for, well, it does a couple of things. One thing it does is it looks at your soul mission, what your soul decided it was going to come here to do 5 months before you were born, and that's found in the fingerprint patterns. And the rest of your hand is, when I read the rest of someone's hand, it's like having complete access to how their brain is wired. So I can look at the gifts they have to bring, the behavior patterns that are serving them, the challenges that they may be coming up against. And when I put that all together in the big story, we end up with a map for the journey to life purpose. And because it's so immediate, it's right on the person's body. It's a map that they can use for the rest of their entire life.
Wow. Well, so people probably come to you just because they're curious. They want to know, what does it say and what their purpose is. Do people also come with like challenges along the way as things come up, or like what are all the different ways that people show up for you?
Well, some of them, like you said, some of them come because they want to know life, their purpose. I had a wonderful experience. A lady who came to me because she was getting a divorce and she was getting retraining as part of her divorce settlement. And they sent her to a career counselor who gave her all these tests, and she didn't believe the results of the tests. So she came to me because she thought she'd get a more accurate answer. And believe it or not, both of us came up with the same answer. Her fingerprints did the same thing that her test results did.
Wow.
Other people come because they have an idea of their purpose, but they're stuck and they cannot figure out why they cannot get any further along the journey. And that's where I think our work together, I really shine with them, because I'm really, really good at pointing out exactly why that challenge has shown up for them, and because it's something they need to learn, very specific towards becoming the best at what they came here to do.
Hmm. Great, great. Well, how did you get started doing this? What has been your journey?
Well, I was having intuitive and psychic episodes from the time I was a little girl. And so I've always studied tarot and astrology and all kinds of things. But one thing I really wanted to learn to do was read hands. And I found it impossible to do from reading books. So
Mm.
it was about 30 some odd years ago. I was at a metaphysical fair in Marin County, California, and I came upon this booth for the International Institute of Hand Analysis. And I met Richard Unger, the man who came up with this system. And as soon as he described to me what it was and what it could do, I had one of those moments. And I knew this is what I had to do. And I did everything I could to be able to study with him. This is my dog behind me.
All right, we got a visitor. We got a bomb.
Here he is right here. Out of camera. But moving my curtain. And I knew, I mean, is such an interesting man. He's a great storyteller. His system is very, very, very unique. And it's his mission. And I've kind of like made it sort of my mission to let people understand how amazing our hands are and how immediate the ability to find out why we're here, because again, as I said, it's written on your own body.
Mhm. Yes, yes. It's amazing how who we are shows up through us so that people, right, so that we can listen and, hear this and figure it out and live our lives the way we're meant to live our lives. And I
Mm-hmm.
love too how like it showed up in you from so early on, like you just felt so drawn to it and that's your thing.
Yeah,
Mm.
I'm one of those people who kind of like, I have a lot of interests, but this is the one that is the deepest for me and that I know I will never let go of.
Yes.
It's
Well,
just so amazing what it does for people when they hear what I have to say.
So great. Well, I'm excited that MeWe gets to experience more of you and your work and your contribution and to serve the community. Well,
I'm really looking forward to meeting all the wonderful people who come to the fair.
so if people want to learn more about you, where do they go on the web? How do they reach out?
I have a website at lesliezemenek.com. And of course, you'll have to read my name to spell it. And it's my first name, last name. I'm also on Instagram, and I just started blogging on Medium, all of them under my own name.
Great. And people might be able to see it on the screen, and I'm going to read it out just in case. That's LeslieZemenek.com.
That's right.
Great, Leslie. Looking forward to being with you.
Thank you so much.
And for all of you listening and watching, you can find out more about all of our events at MeWeFairs.com.